Where were the jokes going?
Oh no.
Wait, that's not J-Mash. That's Batman, mate.
More or less the same.
Yeah, I could see similarities.
Yeah,
You
we're
want to
both
know how I
totally
got
loaded.
this podcast?
Yeah, you're the Joker to my Batman.
My J-Mash was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual. He Discords me, and I told him to fuck off. He didn't like
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Not one bit.
So you took some razor blades and put it to the side of my mouth like this.
So, me gaming, he takes a knife to me, laughing while he does it. Turns to Darius and he says, Why so
serious?
black?
Wow.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Scooge Podcast, episode 15, or some like to call it, episode 5, part 2.
Episode where Noah loses his mind.
The dark episode.
The dark episode. Scooge Dark.
Episode 5 was about me losing mine. Episode 15 is where you lose your mind. Episode 25, Darius, you're going to end up losing your mind.
Wait, so
you're
how
next
come...
on the chopping block.
Wait, did no one lose their mind on episode 10?
Not really.
Maybe it's a curse with the number 5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably.
it's 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am your host, Noah, also known as Commissioner Gordon. And to my left, I have Gamble. And to my right, I have Joker.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, am I Gamble because I'm black?
I thought I had the same thought in mind, Darius.
Listen, it was either Gamble or the Black Knight. Which one?
Or the Black Knight? Why can't I be fucking Tiny?
Or I guess he could be the Dark Knight. Literally.
That's too on the nose.
And the Black Knight isn't?
Why can't I be Tiny and just be the person that throws a detonator out the window?
Oh yeah,
I should have did what you did. I did what you should have did a long time ago. 10 minutes ago.
Or whatever you said. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes ago.
He just chucks it out the window.
Hey, we'll start over then. To my left, I have Tiny, the savior of Gotham City, and Joker, the agent of chaos. Not only... Oh no. Not only is that making a return from episode 5,
I don't even remember how I did that crap last time.
Also, guess what, guys?
What's up?
JV Robbins is back.
Who?
JV Robbins. The notorious boring commenter.
Oh, okay.
What?
You remember? Oh my gosh, guys, this was 2 weeks ago. You really do have the brains of goldfish.
I don't remember you saying his name. That's the thing.
I did.
The Redditor?
Yeah, the Redditor.
Oh,
the guy who said we were uninterested.
Oh, okay.
He's back. Once again.
What do you say now?
So replying to my comment, he says, kind of an apology, somewhat. A condescending apology, it felt like. It's all good. I'm sorry if I was too honest. I'll try to tone it down next time. Keep at it, and maybe you'll go far.
Too honest. Man, you didn't say anything.
No, I just replied. I said, I'm totally cool with honesty. I just disagreed is all. But if you check out our new podcast, I feel the energy was more up if you wish to check those out. So my question is...
Did we go in on him for like 5 minutes?
Yeah. So what I'm wondering is, did he watch the Wonder Woman podcast? Maybe because it was after the fact. Like, I can't remember exactly.
When was the episode? Was it the Wonder Woman that we addressed?
Yeah, it was the Wonder Woman one, episode 13. And we did get 2 more subs, so I'm wondering, JV Robbins, are you out there? Comment on YouTube.
You out there?
You think he was one of the 2 that subscribed?
yeah. I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion because after we called him out, he sent us this little apology. It's a little cute apology, and you know, it could just be a huge coincidence. I think not. JV Robbins, I know you're watching right now, buddy, and
we made him a fan, but hey, that's just a theory, a Scooge theory.
That would
be. Don't you start with that crap, no.
That would be like a huge turnaround, like Scooge's biggest hater becoming a fan.
Yeah, no, yeah, that'd be super cool.
That would be cool. But anyway,
I want to turn haters into fans.
JV Robbins, if you're watching right now, comment like a man and do it on YouTube, not on Reddit.
Surprised that somebody even still uses Reddit, to be honest with you.
Other commenters, do your best. Do your best Batman impression in the comments.
Reddit is the #1 traffic source online.
No, yeah, 100% is.
I don't understand J Mash's comment.
No, yeah, it 100% is.
I mean, they influence Wall Street.
This. I've never been on Reddit.
No, okay.
Let me say that.
Doesn't mean it doesn't.
I thought Reddit was like. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
I know, but every time you mention something, you're like, "Oh, I never heard of it." It doesn't mean it's not relevant.
Yeah, let's just.
All I'm saying is I've never heard of it. I'm not saying it's not relevant or it doesn't exist. I know, but
it really comes off as that when you do that.
Let's just say
it doesn't. It's not a point of contention. It's not worth discussing because I've never heard of it.
Let's just.
All I'm saying is I've never heard of it.
I
have heard of Reddit, by the way. I've just never been on it.
Let's just say it like this. Reddit is a site that's full of different groups, like different Reddit pages. Every Reddit page, you can make a Reddit page for anything, and most of them are done on diehard fans of different shows and games and stuff like that. So there's basically a Reddit page for every medium that's out there.
If you could think of a topic, there's a subreddit for it. Basically, anything.
Yeah.
Gardening could be something really niche.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything, you could find a community. I personally don't really like Reddit all that much. I just use it as a extra way for any fan base to reach out if they wish, because we have Twitter, Facebook, which I think Joseph just gave up on the Facebook page.
I'll be honest, I've stayed off social media here lately.
Wow. Explain that story. Explain that venture.
Everything that's going on in the world. I don't want to go into that much detail. Everything that's going on in the world, I'll leave it at that.
I mean, you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, I've just been talking to cosplay chicks. That's literally all I've been doing, mate.
Especially Twitter. I've stayed off of Twitter.
Oh my gosh.
Twitter is far worse. That's the bottom of the barrel right now. Here lately.
You're not wrong. But yeah, just going through my feed, it's just Darius commenting on cosplay and retweeting and stuff like that. So
That's it. And I'm gonna have to do it more now since they're forcing us to do social media assignments in my social media marketing class.
Is the assignment to
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not to flirt, but I just happen to flirt every now and then.
You call that flirting?
I mean, no.
There's sort of flirtatious comments in nature, I'd say.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them, but
Well, I mean, like let's say someone's in like a Batman suit, and they post some pictures of like them in a Batman suit. I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna comment and be like, do your best Batman impression. Then I want to hear it right now. Do it. Is that flirtatious?
That's not flirting.
No, J Mash is gonna be like, "You're gonna love me then."
Lord. Swear to me.
Yeah, that's kind of hot, J Mash. You know,
Lord.
if a woman told me that, I'd be like, yo, oh hell yeah.
It's like a junkie. Where are the drugs?
Where were the jokes going?
Imagine somebody doing like Batman roleplay in the bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, guys, but there's gonna be a whole lot of bat voices in this little review, so you know there has to be.
They just start punching you. Where are the drugs? Where are you keeping them?
It's definitely a thing. Batman and Joker.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
A Batman and Joker like role playing in the bed session. There's definitely that going on.
Yeah, there has to be. There has to be, mate.
Oh my god, I literally just took a sip of my daggone water, and all of a sudden you talk about Joker and Batman role playing in bed.
Spit take.
Spit take.
Oh man, that was
My thing is it purely a gay thing, or is it like what would the female play? Would you say? I'd say Joker is more feminine in nature than Batman.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Just because he gets by cleverness, and clever's kind of a not much of a masculine trait. And I've not saying that Batman's not clever, but he does need like a whole team to like help him out.
Yeah, and
like
Batman,
Lucius Fox and Rachel.
And Batman doesn't have a woman dressed as him going down the same stairs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you, oh my god! All right. Have we said what this video's gonna be on?
Well, it's in the thumbnail, it's in the title. I mean, Joseph's doing Christian Bale Batman noises. Pretty
Today
strong.
we're reviewing the second movie of a trilogy. That begs the
Sophomore
question,
title.
Right.
why so serious? It's the Dark Knight. Everybody sees the title. You see the thumbnail. You see
the Dark
everything.
Knight. You
see Joseph cosplaying. It's obvious.
Mate,
How did you know?
Use the same picture that's in his superhero tier list video.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot all about that.
I kind of want to. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Darius.
You're welcome.
I don't know if to play the thumbnail straightforward or just like be a little silly creative with it like I have been recently. I don't know.
I mean, with it being 15 minutes at this point, I don't think you have to play it straightforward.
I know, but I love this film so much. I don't want to like make it seem.
All right,
like
let's get into it then.
Well, all right,
let's talk about it first.
All right, wait, hold up. Think about it like this. Soul's at like almost 200 at this point on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter if you went serious or not with it. But yeah, we can go ahead and start.
Anyway, there's an issue in episode 14 where Joseph was not talking as much, so I'm going to let him take the floor since this was his recommendation after all, and he has some pretty strong thoughts about it. Also, yes, usual plug JMash channel. He did a video of sorts, saying that the Dark Knight is overrated. Very controversial, Mr. JMash here.
Yeah, this is tied with your name being the most popular of the podcast. Main show.
Yeah, main show. Anyway, enough with arithmetic. JMash, take the floor. I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Well, I was just expositioning into.
I honestly kind of zoned out. I was looking at the little.
My gosh.
Oh man, maybe I am losing my mind again in this episode.
You're just a goldfish.
Screw you. I mean, I don't know how much I want to get into it right away because I know
Just
we're gonna
get
have
into
a
it.
lot of discussions.
Just get into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys saw I mean, I'm sure you and both of you guys did, but anybody watching saw my daggone video of the most overrated movie. This is by far the most overrated movie of all time, in my opinion. Close second being Pulp Fiction, but that's a video for another day. This movie is like number 4 on IMDb, top 250. It's most commonly like number 1 superhero movie of all time, this and that, all these accolades, and the only thing that comes close to perfection in this movie, in my opinion, is Heath Ledger as Joker. That's it.
I'm gonna be honest, as a first watcher, I kind of agree with J-Mash on this point, to be fair.
I'm on the other side. I think this is the best superhero film.
Okay, let's go down. Why?
It's just a gritty, dark portrayal and like the most realistic approach that a superhero can possibly have.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
It's much more grounded.
Realistic?
Yeah.
Realistic. You sure you want to use that word?
The most, yeah, compared to all the other superhero films.
Okay, so at the very beginning, I'll say this: the intro for this movie, the entrance with the bank heist and all that, great. But do you remember how Joker escapes?
The bank? The school bus?
Yeah,
the school bus.
Yeah.
He breaks a wall, or the wall already got broken, but he drives a bus out of a bank in broad daylight, in between 2 buses, and the cops come by and nobody raises a red flag.
They just thought it was you, man.
Like,
tell me how that is realistic.
I mean, I'm not saying in like the tiny nitpicky details. I mean, in terms of the scope of the story and how tight knit it is with the city, it's like compared to all the other. There's no. It's like stripped
Batman
away
has
of
that long of a fall, and he runs away from the cops, like you were talking about. We were talking about before this podcast started.
Yeah.
That's realistic.
I mean, of course, a movie's not going to have like a total survival realism to it, but I'm talking about in the sense of the scale of all superhero movies, it's the most realistic. Not saying that every detail is realistic to a T. I'm just saying compared to all the other superhero movies, this is like the most realistic portrayal of like a plausible superhero being. That's all I meant by it. Give me a superhero movie that's more grounded than this. That could be plausible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Kick-Ass.
I mean, I get what you're saying with it, but it's fair, but it's not. I don't know.
I'm sure there are way more realistic. Hang on, let me look up some.
I mean, there's super, but that's a super boring movie.
What, Kick-Ass?
No, super.
Oh, Super. I haven't seen that movie in a while, so I can't really say anything about that
Yeah,
one.
it's boring. But I mean, like, Kick-Ass is more of like a dark comedy. I don't know, but I do agree with you. I mean, it is grounded and could be plausible. But I mean, that came after The Dark Knight. That was obviously an influence. I mean, Nicolas Cage is dressed like Batman, basically. Whatever his name was, like Nighthawk. I don't know what his name was in the movie, but
It was Big Daddy.
He was basically dressed in like a Batman suit without the bat ears intact. I mean, what this film did for superhero movies in the cinema,
Iron Man could be.
it raised it raised the bar basically. I don't see Iron Man being. I mean, especially with it mixed up with the whole Infinity War Endgame thing. That
I'm talking about the first one.
I know what you're saying, but yes, it was more grounded. But a suit like that, it's not plausible. At least right now, anyways. And
I want to say I saw one that actually exists.
Not to that
It
degree.
doesn't have all the weapons. I don't think. But they're making one for the military use.
You did spark up a good point right there, Noah, when you mentioned that this is like a good stepping stone for superhero films. Like a lot of superhero films after this took a lot of inspiration from it.
Yeah, it made people respect superhero movies in the cinema more.
Yeah, before the MCU, yes, I'd say this film 100% influenced a lot of people. Like it made them say that, hey, maybe superhero films aren't just for like little kids and stuff to want to go watch.
Right.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
They weren't really seen as this goofy thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call them goofy before.
Come on, dude. Batman and Robin, Spider-Man, Sam Raimi trilogy.
Spider-Man 2.
That's still a goofy ass movie. I love it.
I wouldn't really call it goofy.
Okay, what?
I love it as well.
It's the same goofiness as 1 and 3. I don't. What different?
I wouldn't really call the first one. How
long has it been?
He fought Randy Savage in a cage match.
Did your boyfriend make that suit for you?
I'm not saying there's not goofy moments in it.
It's goofy, man, and
I don't know.
that does strike up an interesting conflict with me though, because I tout this and Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man 2 as the best superhero film. So I'm wondering which one would I weigh out more as the better one, in my opinion. Because those two are without a doubt, they're both my favorite superhero films of all time.
I know you hate this, but I did make a comparison between this and Spider-Man 2 in my notes.
That's fine.
Because, like, from what I can tell, because Batman Begins, I think what held Batman Begins back is the fact that it was an origin story, and they couldn't exactly flesh out the character as much as they wanted to.
He's more established in The Dark Knight. And
exactly.
Honestly, if you ask me, if you've never seen the trilogy, I think you'd be alright just seeing The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Explain.
I'm sorry, but Christian Bale, Michael Caine, I'm about to say Michael Keaton, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, all of them were far better in the Batman Begins than they are in the Dark Knight. The Two-Face scenario with the Dark Knight should have been Dark Knight Rises instead of Bane. Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Why not in the Dark Knight? Why would you place that in Rises?
I will say that Joker should have been the last villain in the film, because the exclusion of Joker in Rises is very weird. So I will agree with Joseph slightly on there.
I mean,
because Two-Face could have been a whole movie.
I like the concept of him being the White Knight, and then he turns into the Dark Knight, and then Batman carries that burden. He takes responsibility for the murder so that Gotham has hope, so it's not tainted by Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face. It's not all about having a cool villain. It's about like symbolism and things like that really are well structured and orchestrated in the Dark Knight that you don't really see in Begins nor Rises. Albeit I've only seen Rises once, but I don't recall anything spectacular that blew me away upon watching The Dark Knight initially. This is, to me, and I think to a lot of people, the best in the trilogy. I think I've read somewhere before that Nolan didn't even want to make Rises. So there's that. And I'm not saying it's a bad film, but I do think it's the weaker of the three. And Darius, what do you think? Is Rises the weakest of the trilogy?
I'll put Begins and Rises on a similar pedestal. To be fair,
Okay, that's fair.
I don't see one like better or worse than the other. They both have similar flaws to them, if that makes sense. With Rises, it was definitely more of a I don't know. Bane wasn't that good of a character compared to what we got in The Dark Knight with Joker.
Oh, definitely not. That is, and I know J Mash will agree, that is the best Joker on screen. For sure.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I don't know. I just keep going back and forth between him and Joaquin.
I mean, in its own right, Joaquin
And
did a good
Mark
job.
Hamill put him in the mix.
I said on the
with
screen.
Live action.
I said on the screen.
Joaquin, yeah.
With this being the first time I've seen
Mark Hamill did have on like film release. Many.
What film? Yeah, cartoon films.
Mask of the Phantasm, Killing Joke.
That's
still a film?
cartoons. I said on the screen.
They were theatrical released.
Because Heath Ledger shows little nuances and inflections that bring this character to life.
And like I said, if you want to talk about live action...
Mark Hamill is good, but it's a very cartoony Joker, a very comic booky Joker, which I'm fine with if you like that side of it. But this grounded realism side of it, Heath Ledger pulled it off perfectly. What a Joker would be like in real life. In real life.
This is how I've always said it. At the time of this movie, Heath Ledger was the best criminal mastermind, evil, dark, sinister version of the Joker. Jack Nicholson was the best of the comic, zany Joker. Mark Hamill was a perfect mix of the two.
You can't just put every Joker in existence in this subcategory. There can only be a best performance.
Oh my God, Noah, you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not. Mark Hamill was the perfect mix of the two. That's why I always said that he was probably my favorite Joker. Not necessarily the best, because it's subjective.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said I'll say this: he definitely has the best laugh out of all of them.
I think this is the best Joker.
With this being the first I've seen.
You think Heath Ledger has a better Joker laugh than Mark Hamill?
I don't really care about the laugh. Like I said, I like this superhero film.
The laugh is crucial to the daggum Joker.
The yes, Darius.
Okay. All right,
I think the dynamic plays more.
Okay.
In the city of Gotham plays more of a role to this trilogy than some laugh of a comic book character. I'm just saying, The Dark Knight pulled it off very well.
What are you talking? You're talking about the daggum city of Gotham.
Yes, that's what the whole trilogy is surrounded by. That's what the whole Ra's al Ghul's motivation was to burn the city because there was no saving it.
With this being the first time I've seen this Joker.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me hear J Mash out. Let's hear J Mash out. Okay. What point are you trying to get across with whatever Joker you're trying to
I'm just talking about the
promote?
Joker character itself, not about Gotham City.
I know, but I'm saying, okay, maybe I was trying to. Okay, go ahead. Best Joker. Best Joker, everyone. So Joseph is Mark Hamill. And Joaquin Phoenix.
Are we talking live action or all around?
Let's just talk live action, because there's...
I mean, it's between Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. Heath Ledger is probably number one because he did it with far less screen time. And he's
there
on
you go.
footing.
You just said it's the best. So why are we having this argument? You say he's number one. I think Joaquin in his own right did a good Joker.
This started out as me saying that I'll go between Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. And you took it as me saying Joaquin Phoenix was better.
I mean, I don't even think it's that much of a debate. They're good in their own rights, but like overall, Heath Ledger just kills it as Joker.
God, it's like running around in circles with a child.
Okay. Darius.
Okay.
So what about Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Dude.
I will honestly get to her. I will honestly get to her later.
Go ahead, Darius.
Well, this being the first time I've seen this Joker, and the only one I can compare it to is the Joker movie that came out like last year, 2 years ago, or something like that. Yeah. And comparing them as a 1-to-1, I honestly will say that this is probably the best iteration of Joker we've had. Yeah. He uses insanity as a weapon, not only to get vengeance on people, like unlike the other Joker, but to turn people against each other or themselves, as you see with Batman, Harvey Dent, and some of the other lowly criminals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll compare it kind of sort of to Psychopaths. I know you guys haven't seen Psychopaths before, but it's kind of similar. There's this criminal mastermind in there that kind of toys around with the entire like system that the city is built upon. And yeah, that's kind of what the Joker in this movie does.
Yeah, it just there's a whole humanity aspect to it where he wants to see he talks about people's true colors in times of peril, and he definitely wants Batman to break his one rule. And that's what I find so awesome about that one scene with the fairies, that when he drops Joker after he scars his face up, Joker just laughs because he thinks that, you know, Batman broke his one rule. And it's crazy to think like he's talking about people showing his true colors, and you know, Joker's not like screaming or yelling, he's just laughing. So.
And I'm sorry, call me a cynical person, I don't care. But we were talking about realistic earlier. If it was realistic, both of those boats would have blown up right away.
Oh my gosh, Joseph, you're thinking too much about it, man. About the realism stuff. I'm just saying, like there is no purple man snapping his fingers. Anyway.
Okay, first of all, he's an alien. 2,
he's a purple man.
So what the crap?
He looks like Josh Brolin.
Look, I'm not saying, because let's be honest.
I'm saying, okay, you're thinking
movie.
You're taking what I said out of context. You're saying that
no, it's not just you. It's not just you. Don't even. No, I know. No.
No, you're saying I think everything about this movie is realistic. I don't. I said the most realistic and the most plausible that a superhero movie can get. That's all I said.
See, this is the problem we're having right now, Noah. You're thinking that I'm attacking you personally. I'm not.
No,
I know people that are.
Oh my god. Okay.
I know people that are saying that this could literally happen in real life, like every single aspect of it. I am attacking that point of view.
I haven't really.
I'm not saying you don't. Huh?
I haven't really heard that point of view.
I have. I'll send you a link to a video I got.
I mean, it could be, but I mean, it's a movie at the end of the day. There are going to be, you know.
But people to say that this could happen. No superhero is realistic. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm just saying the most plausible a superhero could get. And it's the most grounded.
He just means as a superhero, as much as a superhero film.
I know what he's saying, but okay, let's talk about something else. What were you saying?
No, don't back down. Like, go on your point. I'm just reiterating mine.
I mean, I've already got my point.
Okay, you don't think it's exactly realistic? Yeah, it's a movie. We get okay.
Yes, Joseph was saying Maggie Gyllenhaal, guys. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Noah, where do you stand on her?
Jake did it better.
I'll literally fight you on this one.
Wait, what's your
What?
opinion? Wait, what's your opinion on her? Wait a second. What's your opinion on her, J-Mass? Wait a second.
I want to hear Noah's opinion first.
No. You said you fight him on this. Wait, do you like her performance as Rachel?
Oh, you don't, Noah?
I mean, I think she did slightly better than Katie Holmes. But
Okay,
I mean,
I disagree. Far disagree.
they're both good.
No.
I mean, Scrolls already knows my opinions on it because I kept going. Who is set with Harvey? I don't know that woman.
They call her Rachel, but she's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I prefer Katie Holmes 100% over Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I do as well. I actually agree with Joseph on this point.
I just think Maggie Gyllenhaal's more reputable. I like seeing her in movies. She's pretty good in movies.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her in anything. I'm not saying anything about the actress. I'm talking about the character, like the way she performed it.
If we
I
got
just thought
her,
Katie Holmes was better.
if we got her first, I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't think I've seen her. Okay, I take it back. I've seen her in Donnie Darko and White House Down. Those are the only two other movies I've seen her in.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Never seen Stranger Than Fiction.
Ah. I wish I was
Please
still
do
on
not
Netflix.
have that be recommended.
Well, that's a good movie.
I don't know.
You haven't even seen it. How are you gonna judge it?
I
That's-
don't know.
That's a little ignorant, wouldn't you say?
Coming from the guy who was judging all the animated movies I was recommending and the way back and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
I've seen those. I've seen those.
Mm-hmm.
I have receipts. I have seen those. And I didn't say Perks was a bad movie. I'm just like, at the time I was like, all right, no more coming of age movies.
It was the only one I recommended.
I know, and that was enough. You don't recall any of our conversations.
So does that mean it's time for another one, another coming of age film?
No.
Grown-ups.
That's that's like coming of retirement movie.
Hey, it's better than a daggone movie you recommend in the chat, alright?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
Don't know about what.
J-Mesh said it's better than a movie you recommended on Discord chat.
Oh. Yeah, that's up for debate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, why are we comparing Grown-ups with Medea? Let's get back on topic. This is not the focal point of the podcast, guys. Come on.
And we'll be right back after your sponsors.
Hey there, are you enjoying the show so far? Epic. Why not smash that subscribe button so hard that your thumb resembles the color of it? Why stop there? If you want to become a super fan, don't hesitate to go down to our description box and click the support link. There, you can epically pledge $1, $5, or $10 monthly. Doing so will help us pump out content at a faster and more consistent rate. We're back, folks. And
my notes on Rachel is definitely worse than what I've said, sadly.
okay, read your Rachel notes.
It's literally just a sentence. I feel bad for saying it now because it wasn't a bad performance. It's just
like
it just wasn't.
Say it. I want to. You can't get away from it now. I want to hear this.
All right. Yeah, I said I don't like the replacement Rachel. Kind of happy she blown up. That's what I said.
God.
That's what I said.
Oh wow. Okay.
But even if it was Katie Holmes, I don't think it would have any more of an impact.
No.
I would say it had a little more.
I don't know, right?
No, I don't think it would have.
I just don't like Begins all that much.
I don't think it would have, honestly.
I do.
I just like we
The
didn't
bad
really
voice was a lot
see
more bearable.
we didn't really see her and Harvey get together, so I just felt like they were just forced together to be kind of that
I will
foil
agree
for
with that.
Bruce.
I don't agree with that.
I thought it was
Do
executed
we
well.
do we really want to talk about the whole trilogy right now, or do we like save it for another day? Or
I mean, go ahead.
so I could do a whole freaking hour on Batman Begins.
Jesus Christ.
Just go into some reasons why you like Begins more than Dark Knight.
Wait, do you?
The four guys that I talked about, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, all of them were better in Batman Begins. You had Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul, Liam Neeson and
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Which I thought it was Cillian Murphy when I was growing up, I'll be honest. Both of them were as good as they could be in the role. Liam Neeson, I will say, is a cliche villain. I'm not saying he's better than Heath Ledger's Joker. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that.
Of course.
Katie Holmes, I mean, I don't know how many times I've said this in the past, but I mean, I prefer her over Maggie Gyllenhaal. I always have and always will probably. As far as the Rachel character goes, she's just a lot more... what's the word? She's nice and friendly, but at the same time can...
Assertive?
She wasn't afraid of... assertive. Thank you. She wasn't afraid of speaking her mind when slapping Bruce, when Christian Bale pulled out the gun, said that he was going to kill the...
Right, domestic abuse.
Joe
is
Chill.
brave.
Yeah. I agree.
Wow,
I agree.
Noah.
I agree. Maggie's performance felt a bit more like a bit more sassy, a bit more like condescending in a sense. So I can agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just a sucker for origin stories, I guess.
That's probably my bias.
Especially
I hate origin stories so much.
Especially considering how Batman left. Like, what was the last previous Batman movie?
Forever, I think.
Batman and Robin.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we'll ever see Robin on the screen again.
At least we got the DC animated
Technically,
films.
we did. Technically, we did.
What?
And
The Dark Knight Rises.
Who was the...
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh,
Blake.
the cop?
Blake. Yeah. I think he was just going to take up the role as Batman.
Yeah,
kind of like on a Tim Drake thing.
Yeah, I thought he was just like a Tim Drake character. In the end. I do feel like I do feel like it was a good send off for the Christian Bale Batman, but honestly, I think you're just good watching the Dark Knight.
And the Bat voice was a lot more bearable in the Batman Begins. Dark Knight it became a meme.
Bro, if it was horrible in Rises, it was horrible in Rises.
It got worse as it went along, but it became a meme in Dark Knight.
It was horrible in Rises. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I will agree at some moments, like the Joker and Batman scenes, it does come off a bit comedic when Bale does the voice.
Where are they?
Does the voice. Especially in Dark Knight. I think it was a little better in Begins, but...
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, stuff like that, it's like...
Don't watch Rises if you don't like the performance of him in The Dark Knight, because it's just worse than Rises.
Which I mean, I think I've said it. I know I've said it on a video. I don't know if it was on my channel, if it was on Scooge, but I will say that Christian Bale's... I don't know who actually came up with the idea, whether it was him or Christopher Nolan. The idea to do that Bat voice was probably the best thing to happen in the trilogy. At the beginning.
Yeah.
Because of that. Did I say it on Scooge? Because I know I said it with y'all.
I've never heard.
Yeah, I don't recall you saying that on Scooge.
How the previous actors, Adam West, rest in peace, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, Kevin Conroy, Dever, really, they spoke the same as Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Ben Affleck Christian Bale was different.
I think was for the better. Like I said, there is a more
I don't remember if I said
realistic angle to it because he wants to
Yeah.
disguise his voice. And it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to sound menacing at times, but I like that idea, and I liked how like sometimes I just love how in the Dark Knight it like you think of Batman as this can do no wrong badass, but he shows a lot of flaws in the Dark Knight, and I like it for that.
I was surprised about how
He failed at being a superhero, and it shows in the end. He went to not hiding, but he stopped being Batman for 8 years until Rises. Joker had won. The villain won essentially.
I was surprised about how good he actually looked in a Batman suit. To be fair,
Yeah,
because
Batman.
I feel like
Batman
people
suit.
normally look kind of goofy in the Batman outfit.
Yeah, best Batman suit hands down. I don't really like Ben Affleck's that much. I mean, it looks fine, but I don't get the Batman sign on his chest. It got like obese. But yeah, this is the best, and that's like 3 iterations of Batsuit throughout the trilogy, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's just I think it's just like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I said 3.
I think yeah, one of the 2. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Still, it looks so sleek, and I just want to touch it. I just want to touch Bruce Wayne. I want to touch him.
Exactly. I do want to touch him, mate. I want to jump in a pool with him. That's what I want to do.
This is getting weirder and weirder.
But yeah, just like this symbiotics of Dark Knight, I don't really feel like there were like there's a reason why people are still dissecting Dark Knight to this day in video essays on YouTube. You don't really see that for Begins or Rises.
Just to me, the Dark Knight has rewatchable scenes you watch all the time.
Right.
Mainly all of them involving
most of it's memorable.
But there's a
quotes
lot
are
of
from
boring
Dark Knight.
stuff in this movie.
I was never bored throughout the film.
I feel like Begins is held back because of the slowish beginning. You seeing him in the prison, then going to the Legion of Darkness with Ra's al Ghul. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of looking at his kid origin stories and stuff as well, knowing that he's afraid of bats and stuff, and seeing his parents. I just feel like I don't know, origin stories kind of hold the characters back, in my opinion.
Yeah,
from
I like
being
how
fully fleshed out.
Yeah, Dark Knight is established. Batman is established, and you see like the downfall essentially, but the rise of Gotham in a sense because all the crime bosses are eradicated. Like Gotham's a peaceful place at the beginning of Rises until Bane shows up. So
yeah.
You see the rise of Gotham and the fall of Batman. I just like that contrast, and the whole point of Begins was to Ra's al Ghul was trying to burn Gotham because he thought it couldn't be saved.
Mm-hmm.
So Gotham is like a focal point for maybe not so much Rises, but the first 2.
Yeah, it's its own character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just like how Nolan takes away from Batman being Batman and like the bigger picture, basically. It doesn't focus directly on Batman. He's just a piece to the puzzle of what makes the trilogy great.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, speaking of pacing, I hated on Rises. It was like the first act was Batman coming back into his element, and then second act, Bane broke his back. Now he's got it. It's like, oh, real? Come on, man. This is the Dark Knight Rises. Why? Yeah. No, I do want to rewatch Rises though.
I did feel like Rises did take a minute to get to the point because, like you said, like, oh, he's coming back. He finally put the suit back on. Oh, Bane just beat the fuck out of him. Okay.
Well, this sucks. We already saw the downfall of Batman and Dark Knight. That's why I thought Rises would be better because it's like Dark Knight is the fall of Batman. He turns into the Dark Knight, but then he rises, redeems himself in a sense. You know, comes out of retirement.
But now he's in hiding. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm on the fence about how
This is
Nolan
like
concluded.
this is the third time he died within a trilogy. How many times can one person die and people think he's dead without the body being there? Like, what the hell?
But yeah, I mean, when you talk about the acting of Lucius and James Gordon, all of them, I mean, they were about the same. I'd say I like their performances a little better in Dark Knight. But like, it's such a negligible amount. I don't really see why that's like a main point to why you like Begin so much.
Yeah, I thought they were the same characters. Like even in Rises, I just thought they were the same characters throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the only difference is, Gordon was in a hospital for like most of the time in Rises.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get to see Gordon become the commissioner in the Dark Knight. I mean, there's just a lot that happens in the Dark Knight, and if you want a little bit of context, like a little bit of backstory, sure, watch Begins. If you want to kind of see where Batman goes from the Dark Knight, sure, Rises is worth a watch. But I honestly think this is a great standalone film, and I think a lot of people have watched this as a standalone film. And every time I revisit Nolan's trilogy, I often just go for Dark Knight. And I'm satisfied. It's just like, I feel like it's its own story. Like, it could just, if this just released as like how the Robert Pattinson Batman's gonna be, it's just gonna be like, as far as I know, there's no like there's no origin story or whatever. It's just like,
No, one we don't really need it.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't.
Yeah. You could say that for a lot of characters. That's the whole reason why I don't really like the Star Wars prequel trilogy that much, because it's like, oh, let's explain Darth Vader. It's like, no, Darth Vader was cool. We don't really need to see how he became the Vader.
For another day. This video for another day.
Yeah, it's
I'm not going into Star Wars. I'm just using examples. Like,
yeah,
I don't like when they when companies do a prequel. It's like, oh, let's delve into this character before. It's like, no. I like there's the cool thing about the mystery, you know. But yeah, I do feel like
I think it's kind of like Homecoming, Spider-Man: Homecoming. They didn't feel a need to, because this is like the third.
They didn't do an origin story in Homecoming.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is like the third Spider-Man iteration that we've had in the past 20 years.
Yeah, it'd be a bit redundant to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will commend her for that, but I still don't like Homecoming all that much.
I still haven't seen any of it, to be fair.
Maybe you'd like it,
then
but
how do you know it wasn't an origin story?
Because I've seen reviews and stuff of it.
Yeah. I mean, you can still know about something without viewing it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. You know, I can't wait to watch your ranking all Marvel films. I'm gonna watch that and know even more about it.
Batman's the villain in Homecoming.
I never said I was gonna do it.
I thought you said you were gonna do a ranking for MCU films.
Didn't you already do that?
Oh, fuck! I forgot. I forgot.
Wow,
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'll go watch it again.
For subscribing.
I'll go watch it again. Maybe that's why I know something about Spider-Man. I'll go watch it again.
We're gonna have an intermission.
I will say there's a couple of things I would change in that ranking.
Thor: The Dark World #1.
Yeah, totally.
Quirky Thor Ragnarok #1.
Yeah.
Man, I just know this stuff, mate.
What a shame.
But anyway, Joseph, any more arguments you'd like to make why you feel Batman Begins is the superior one, or why you think Dark Knight is overrated?
I mean, one, I prefer. We were talking about the bat suit earlier. I prefer the bat suit in Batman Begins over that. The bat voice was a whole lot better. Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, all of them were better. Katie Holmes was better. The only thing I'll say that the Dark Knight did better was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, but
Which is
you have to kind of like, why is the story better? I mean, is the story better? Do you feel like? Well, what else is better besides like minor differences in performances or like the nuances of the suit or the bat voice? There's got to be a little more that would like make this one the reigning king over the Dark Knight. I feel like you would be justifiable in saying that it's better.
Me personally, a lot of people, I'm not saying you do, Noah, a lot of people, I think, confuse the Dark Knight movie with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, I'm sorry, is the only near perfect thing in this movie. It's the only thing I really
I think the story is perfect. I like the story more than Heath Ledger.
I'm not saying it's a bad story. It's a fine story, but
I think it's a great story.
The only thing I like rewatching, the only thing I will go out of my way, watch the clips on YouTube, is the interrogation scene.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the why so serious when he killed the gangsters.
Yeah,
and he crashed the party.
Mm-hmm. And Rachel blowing up, right?
The intro, yeah, her dying. Yeah.
The hospital scene between him and Dent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hospital scene. And even though I don't really care for how they did Two-Face in the movie,
I liked how they did them.
Encounter at the very end.
Yeah, I like it when films don't necessarily do them like one-to-one with the comments and kind of turn them into like their own thing. So I kind of like Noah was saying earlier, I kind of like Joker using his like insanity or whatever as a weapon and like using that to destroy Harvey's like mental state, basically, to make him become what he was at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wasn't a fan of the final battle between Batman and Joker in the dark tower with a bunch of dogs. And I will say it's clever that they disguise the
hostages.
Victims, hostages.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I mean, I don't know. I thought I've never really focused on the action in the Dark Knight. Sort of, kind of think of it. I just like how grounded the story is.
Yeah, that just reminded me that daggum fighting. Say what you want about the Ben Affleck's Batman, but the fighting choreography, especially in that warehouse, was so much better than the Nolan trilogy.
And just, I guess I never focused that much on it, but if you're into that, yeah, I'm not gonna knock you for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Batman is, essentially. I mean, he's a crime-fighting superhero. So I just liked how Nolan took what you knew about Batman and flipped it on his head, not referencing a Joker quote. But, you know.
Yeah,
a more grounded Batman. I don't think he really found what he wanted to do with Batman Begins. He's like, I do want an origin story, but it still felt very comic booky in a way. And Dark Knight just felt like its own personalized story.
And plus, this isn't really... It's like a minor thing, but I like the fact that they took... not for comic book fans, obviously, but for the... but for the general public, took a obscure villain, the Scarecrow, and Ra's al Ghul, and made a movie. Instead of another Joker.
I wish they did Ra's al Ghul better, to be fair.
I mean, I don't really feel like they did those villains all that, or Nolan did those villains all that well. They're not that interesting to me. That's just my take on it.
I think he did fine.
It's like, let's make everyone hallucinate.
Granted, I've never seen or never.
All right, you guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
You could have just y'all talk about your sex yourselves. I'll be right back.
He could have just let her just keep talking and we would have heard him leave. Yeah.
Threw me off terribly.
Yeah, I kind of don't like how they did Ra's al Ghul. I think that's just because I've seen someone like the DC comic animated films, and
the Ra's al Ghul from the comics and the video games and the animated series and all that with the Lazarus Pit, it wouldn't really work in real life.
Yeah, that's true. That's honestly true.
I like the idea of the idea of Ra's al Ghul lives on through several generations.
Yeah, yeah. I hated it.
Again, it was the old man, and then it turned into Liam Neeson.
I hated in Rises when they tried to fake us out by saying, no, Bane is his son. Like, what? I was looking at that like, what the hell? Then Talia came up and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this makes more sense now.
But yeah,
characters.
I just like Dark Knight because there's more to read than what's there. Like, there's more to dissect. Batman Begins and Dark Knight, it's just like a story, you get what you get. But with Dark Knight, there's a lot you could go back to. And Joker, they make him such a mysterious character with no background. And, you know, he always has the scar stories with different stories each time he tells it. And you could kind of read more into his intentions. Was it to help Gotham? Or was it just like, you know, what he says, do I look like a man with a plan? You know, it's just chaos. But is it really? I mean, it feels like this was really well orchestrated. He got rid of the mobsters or the mafia in Gotham. I mean, he pretty much cleaned Gotham. Batman kind of made Gotham worse because the criminals felt like they needed to, you know, they even said it in Begins, it needs to escalate, you know. If we get Kevlar vests, they're going to get armor-piercing rounds and stuff like that. So, really, Batman kind of made Gotham worse, in a way.
Yeah, that could be said for because, every superhero thing.
Yeah, because the criminals had to up the ante to, you know, fight off Batman. And, you know, I mean, in a sense, Joker kind of saved Gotham. He got rid of Batman as a vigilante. You know, he cleared the corrupt system of the corrupt cops and people in command and things like that. And, you know, Gotham's a good place until Bane shows up. So, was that Joker's plan, or was it just coincidental by chaos, or is that what he wants you to believe? There's more to read into it, and I think it's...
Sounds like you want to join the Joker's crew.
No, I just, you know, I don't really care to see Batman beat up a bunch of fools like Ben Affleck's, but I don't know. I think it's a good story that you could delve deeper into. But if you want to enjoy it on the surface level, it's also a great film. But also, if you want to get into it with like the symbolism and stuff, it's more. I feel like it gets more addicting every time I see it. It's like I catch little stuff that I didn't catch in my previous viewing, but. I could be wrong, but with Begins and Rises, it's just like, here's your Nolan action movie. You get what you...
Want to know something?
What?
I thought you were done. Keep on.
No, I'm done.
You sure? You were still talking.
I was just saying, you get what you see with the other two. And there doesn't really seem to be more you could delve into. It's just kind of like shallow villains.
I'd recommend you to watch Psychopaths Noah season 1.
Call them shallow.
I mean, they have one goal, and they tell you. That's pretty shallow if you ask me.
The Joker has one goal, and he tells people.
What was his one goal? Explain it.
To create chaos.
That's what he wants you to think.
I mean, that's kind of a vague goal too. To be
fair.
Yeah.
What he said.
That's really vague though. Like Darius just mentioned. All of this didn't happen by happenstance. He orchestrated all of this.
Let's be honest. He's kind of protected by the plot of the movie.
Who, Joker?
Yeah, the Joker.
He's the what?
He says he's kind of protected by the plot of the film.
In what sense?
The plan works only because of what happened. figure out a way to say this.
There's just more to dissect, really. I've grown to love that aspect of films. I used to hate it, but it's fun. It gives like the film more longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, look up right now. Like anything about there's stuff in my feed, essays about the Dark Knight popping in my feed, like from a year ago or this year. I mean,
Yeah, there's probably some coming out for like a week ago, probably.
There's people still talking about it. I don't really see that for Begins
I
or.
haven't seen anybody still talking about it.
Doesn't mean it's not there, like I mentioned before.
Yeah, there's like 500. There was just like 500 million stuff posted like every like second or so, like that on YouTube.
On YouTube, I thought it was more than that.
Are you guys searching for it?
I mean, like you're recommended is based on stuff you watch.
Yeah,
so everyone's gonna be unique.
Yeah, every copy of YouTube's
that,
personalized. It depends on what you watch, man. It's just depending on what you watch.
Recommended how it works, Noah.
I know, but do you watch film essays? You probably haven't seen it.
Yes.
Okay. Which ones?
Oh my god, let's not get into this conversation.
Which channels?
I don't know. Some of them I've never.
Joseph is the man without a plan.
Oh my goodness.
He's an agent of chaos. He just says Batman Begins is better without any order.
Oh, bullshit.
Any order. He's just trying to create chaos. I know what he's doing here.
I will tell you, Noah, not just for you. I mean, I already said it, but for other people listening to you, if you do like this and you like the like anime, like the detective aspect, then the Mastermind. I'm gonna mention this a lot because I agree with you. Psychopath season 1, just season 1 is a great watch for you to look at. It's like 12-ish episodes. It could be longer, but I think it's like 12-ish episodes, and it's great. Like just like you were saying with the Dark Knight, you could look at it just on a surface level, but you can read into it almost.
Yeah,
like in any kind of aspect. Yeah, like most of my film essays that I've done for school has been on Psychopaths, and there are a lot of similarities from comparing this to the Dark Knight, I'd say, especially when it comes to the villains.
Okay, I want to try something else. I don't think we've done this before. Try and guess what each of us scored.
Oh, well, I mean, I have seen your letterbox, so I probably have a pretty good guess.
I will bet money that I know exactly what Noah's score is.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that I love Dark Knight at this point.
You think in triple digits, Noah?
I don't do triple digits.
You sure about that?
What are you talking about?
I mean, he scores to 5.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking on my scale.
Yeah. Well, do we have any arguments? Do we have any arguments left, or should we go into our final review, final score?
I think we can go into the final score.
For about an hour.
Yeah, I think we can go into the final score.
I feel like I'm not doing it justice because there's just so much to talk about, but I think it's fine.
Been kissing this movie's ass since the beginning.
Because it's a ass-worthy kissing film, kiss-worthy ass film.
Okay, just stop.
the dark ass.
The dark ass.
Oh my god.
The dark ass rises.
I'm an agent of ass.
I'm an agent.
I'm a man of my ass.
Do you want to know how I got these scars on my ass?
Just stop. It's just getting dumber and dumber as we go.
I don't know if I should censor this, or I don't even think people get to this end of the show, but I do have a scar on my balls from the hernia, and like a girl going down on me.
I don't want to know that.
You want to know how I got? Want to know how I got these scars?
Okay, score time.
Okay. Only the most dedicated Scooch fans will know this reference anymore. Like about bowls, if they get to this far. I don't think many people get to this point, but they should, because that's where you hear our rating.
I'll go first.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right. The film was good. There's nothing inherently wrong with it besides Rachel's new actress, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Unlike Wonder Woman on 1984, this didn't feel like a drought to watch through. Joker was definitely one of the best parts about the film. He was the uncanny, the other that basically demands the attention anytime he's on film.
Right.
Long story short, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yes.
I give this like a 8.5 or a 9, to be fair.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I think Joseph's more or less the same, actually. Joseph? Or should we save you for last?
You're recommending.
I'll go next.
Recommending.
Oh, you want Joseph to go next?
Yeah, I say you're recommending, so you can go last.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So I go.
Yeah.
I mean, contrary to, I know it may seem that I was shitting on this movie all day, all episode, but I do like this movie. I'm not saying I hated it, but I get a little heated, I guess, with people saying that it's the greatest superhero movie of all time, number 4 on IMDb. Yeah.
What should it be
overall, then? You'll have to watch my ranking top 250 movies of all time.
All right. Well, what should be the best superhero movie then? If not this one.
Again, top
superhero. Oh my gosh! Stop plugging. Just say it.
I'll let you know after this video, but I'm not saying it. No.
Okay. Fine. Because something's gotta fill that spot. That's why I don't get what people are like. I don't believe this deserves number 2. And it's like, well, what does? Do you have one?
I'll let you know. Yeah, I got one.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, in general.
I made the list official, so I'm gonna start.
As
soon as I.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Whoa,
nice.
Ooh,
so I can put Godfather. I already did rank like top.
Yeah, Godfather is my number 1 favorite superhero movie of all time.
See, I knew it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, the Mash Father is my number 1. What you talking about?
The Mash Knight.
I like Heath Ledger as a Joker. Christopher Nolan, I think, did a good job. The score of by Hans Zimmer, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like this movie, but I'm not saying it's bad. Score 80%.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew because I saw in your letterbox it was 4 stars. So I was like,
do they use a similar zinger for like a lot of the DC films?
It's its own unique score.
Stinger. Do they use like a similar stinger for a lot of DC films? Like the kind of like heroic. I don't know if it's like orchestra or not, but it's kind of heroic.
What did you use? Stinger?
Yeah.
Like a sting. I think that's just a Nolanism. He has like grand. It's very. I don't think it's in. It's very.
I thought I heard a similar thing in the Wonder Woman movies. That's why I asked.
Hans Zimmer has done several. I mean, I don't know if he's done all of them, but he's done pretty much all of them. Majority of Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably like people who do those scores for like you said, Wonder Woman that take influence or something like that. Like I said, this film is very influential.
Yeah.
I mean, you still hear quotes today, from this film.
Who did Wonder Woman?
Anyway, I'll get into mine and then carry on from there. So, Dark Knight, very influential, very big at the time. I remember when it came out, I was 11 or 12. And I remember seeing the trailer for it after I watched this terrible movie. Or before, sorry. I actually walked out of the movie that I saw. But I remember...
Wait, what?
When I saw this movie, you know how they play the trailers before the film? I don't know if they do so anymore. Dark Knight was one of the trailers. And I was like, oh, this looks cool. Like this movie got me interested in Batman. But the trailer leading up to the movie I purchased a ticket for, I walked out of because it was so bad.
What was the movie?
It's like The Rocker or something. It was so boring. So bad. Yeah. It was like about a drummer or something. Anyway, this film is very influential. I don't want to say that it made superhero films part of the mainstream, but it certainly made it more so. There's so much to say. It has a great story that people still look into to this day. Heath Ledger did such an amazing job as Joker. He steals the show. He's the star of the show, essentially. But everyone, did their part in acting. I like Bale more as Batman in this one than any of the other trilogy. The score by Hans Zimmer, like Joseph says, really great. Man, I feel like making a separate video for this movie altogether because I like it so much. It's up there for me. And like
you should, mate.
Go ahead and say it. 5 out of 5.
But 2 out of 5.
25 out of 5.
But
it really broke the scale.
What else? I just love how this is the most realistic. Not every aspect of it's realistic. J Mash will call you out on that. Most realistic and most plausible portrayal of a superhero, more so than the Batman Begins and Rises to an extent. I just love it. It's such a grounded, gritty crime drama more than a superhero film, but it's still a superhero film. This is my favorite superhero film. Does it deserve the number 4 spot on top 250? Well, I think considering how influential it was, a lot of factors go into what is like top of the list, and just how good it is and how influential it is. 4 seems fair to me. 5 out of 5 stars. This is one of my favorite movies of all time as well.
What was your score?
5 stars out of 5.
Oh, I thought you said 4 out of 5. I was like, what negatives did you not say?
No. He said it deserves the 4th spot on the IMDb.
No, I heard that, but I thought he said 4 out of 5.
No. If I were to be like super critical, like some of the Bell doing the Batman voice kind of ruins some scenes, but there's like a charm to it as well. If I were to be like super harsh, it'd still be like a 4.5 star. Like I love this movie this much. It's a great one. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. So the next recommendation for Scooge, it follows the Gyllenhaal bloodline. I recommend Nocturnal Animals, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. It's on Netflix.
Crap.
Okay.
I thought you were going Nightcrawler.
Really? Nah. Nocturnal. I want to see that. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's
I kind of tuned out of it.
Nocturnal Animals?
Yeah.
Oh. Goldfish
I'll
brain?
try it again.
Goldfish brain.
No, it was just boring, as far as I remember.
The MASH night.
I'll try it again, though.
I mean, I guess it's understanding you call it boring since you think Pulp Fiction's overrated.
Look, I'll go. You want to talk about Pulp Fiction next week? Let's talk about Pulp Fiction next week. Okay, my recommendation.
Wait. Okay, how about this? Why not?
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too.
Mate, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. Are we gonna spend 3 hours talking about stuff?
No,
No, do 2 episodes. Like, do 1 episode on.
No,
Pulp
not
Fiction, and then
not two
No,
separate
he's talking
episodes.
about
Just
on
yeah.
one episode.
I mean, we don't have to go like
Oh, yeah, I don't know
super
about
in depth. I think we padded this one out long enough, just like repeating ourselves. If
let's
we
leave
just
it
like,
the vote for the people.
Psha, I wish we had that right now. I wish we had
Yeah.
that. That would like help channel out a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind talking about both movies because who knows? Maybe we don't have a lot to say about Nocturnals. That's what I'm always
We'll
scared
just-
about.
We'll just watch Nocturnal Intervals if we feel like we can do a whole episode on it. Just go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we still
'Cause-
recording, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's another mashism. Are we still recording?
Just end it right.
No.
No.
No.